Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is Somerset Farms, episode 16. And in the last episode, we had fast forwarded, I believe, to June, but we had also gotten a couple of deals, one of them being a harvester, which I'm excited about because it is almost harvest time. As you can see, these canola, or this canola field, and the other canola field we have across the road over there are both looking a lot like this, really close to being able to harvest. They're still growing at this point, but they should be ready to harvest here in the next season. So I don't think there's a whole lot else for us to do today. We're just going to run a quick check. A quick check on the sales, although I know we cleaned them out. And we're also going to do just a quick check on the fields to make sure there's no weeds growing on anything. Where is my weed? Here we go. So we killed the weeds on 15 and 36, 33, 34, 40 all have no weeds because they were plowed. Same with 18. So we should be able to go ahead and fast forward to the next day, which should be July, and hopefully get us what we want for harvesting. I'm excited too because that means that we will be able to buy the oil factory, which we haven't been able to buy yet because we didn't want to pay the production facility costs if we weren't actually producing anything. So the month that we actually have something ready to harvest will be the month that we do that. And look at this, ready to go, ready to harvest canola. And it is July. So real quick, I'm just going to go take a look at the other field, make sure it is also ready to harvest. It should be, but you never know. And I can see it off in the distance there. And it is, so we're going to take a little cut through that we tried to pave through many episodes ago here. Cut around our sunflowers. Skirt the edge of this. Going to jump out across the road real quick. And into the entrance to our field here. And this is also our canola and ready to harvest. Good to go. Okay, so obviously there's a couple of things we're going to need here. So we'll just go back in the way we came. Careful not to damage your sunflowers. Taking our cut across here. And taking a look at some of our new equipment. So I don't think we actually brought the other harvester back up from the shop yet, nor do I think we have a header for it quite yet. I know we've got this one with its header there, and this one that's already hooked up to the tipper. So let's see what we can see regarding that. And we were going to put the factory right here. So we'll have to get that harvester going, the little one, to start. Get the tipper out, and then we'll run down to the shop and get our big harvester and get that moved down here as well. I don't even know if we'll bring it back for this one. We might just have the little one do 15 and the big one do 36. Or we might tag team them, but chances are it will be a pain to get that big one back here. And the other field is right off the road, so we'll probably end up doing that for this. So anyway, let me get started, because without a factory, this is less impressive. That's the wrong menu. Construction. Nope. Why is it? There we go. Construction. Ooh, I bet I'm standing too close. We're going to go to production, factories, oil mill, 80,000. Want to get a decent angle. Then we want to rotate this thing so we can drop off here. So when I put it like this, it really cuts off the yard. So I think we were going to do something like this where we could dump it kind of back there. But our pickup would be right out here in the front because that's not too bad. And 80,055 means we're moving the least amount of land to do that. Wish I could see the back of that to see how parallel we are to the fence, but I don't have a great angle for that. There should be enough room to back in there and dump the tipper. Might be a little tight because it's close to the shed there, but we should be able to make it work. But I'm more concerned about loading and unloading because we're going to essentially only only dump product on harvest time, which is now and then when the sunflowers come up. But we're going to be picking up pallets all season long, and I'd rather have that out in the big flat part like that. So I think this looks good. Let's go take a look. So our oil pallet should pop out right here. We'll just dump all the oil in there, and this is pretty close. Yeah, that's not too bad. And that still gives us access to the silo if we need to. Natural oils, huh? Yep. So big factory taking over our yard, but that's kind of been the plan the whole time. All right, so let's get this out of here. And this is for the sunflowers, so we need this one for the canola. All right, so let's get this backed up. Like so. Excuse me. It's a tight corner. And I apologize if I sound a little nasally, or if I cough a little bit, or sneeze maybe. I have been fighting a sickness for a little while. In fact, I had COVID this last couple of weeks. I'm on day 8 now, so I'm just starting to get to the point where I can recover and talk without breaking out into coughing fits, but that's why there hasn't been a video in a little while, so did want to apologize for that. Doing the best that we can, but unfortunately that meant I didn't have access to my PS5 for many days as I was quarantining in a bedroom, so because I didn't want to get my wife and my kids sick. So again, I'm sure you guys will understand, but I did want to address that. So I do apologize that it's been, 9 days since I had a video up, mainly because I've had COVID for literally 9 days. So the first day with symptoms is day 0. So I'm on day 8, or my 9th day with symptoms, or from having symptoms. And like I said, I'm feeling almost better. I still have a little bit of a cough and still a little nasally, but miles better than I was a couple weeks ago. So anyway, wanted to address that with you guys. Yeah, not much else to say there. Anyway, so we're getting out here with the harvester. I should certainly shut that off before I do this. Never walk in front of a harvester that's running. But we'll get this here. We're just getting this area cleared out so we can turn around at this end. And then we'll get the tipper over here, and then we'll set this guy off on a worker while we go get the big harvester from the shop. Not really getting a row there, just widening it a little bit, and then we'll get here so we can get the gate back open for the tipper. This might have been a mistake to do this side first, because now there's nowhere to go but back out. Or all the way across, which is probably what we'll do. Yeah, I suppose we'll go all the way across. Anyway, this is a nice little harvester, but little is the key word there. This is a 5-meter header, and there is just quite a bit of this field. This one would have worked for this field though, but when you look at field 36, I just can't imagine trying to harvest all of field 36 with this little harvester, which is why I was so grateful that big harvester showed up in the sales yesterday, or in June. So, I mean, I was going to give it the old college try on field 36, but man, we were going to be busy for a while doing that. So we'll just go ahead and edge out here. Give us something to aim for. And then we'll go switch those harvesters out. But I'm excited. This has been a fun series for me. And in the process of doing it, this was the first field here, field 15, that we bought and that we worked from, I think, a plowed state or cultivated state. I think it was already cultivated, if I'm remembering right. That we worked. We planted, we rolled, we fertilized, we did all the things. We weeded. And this is our first actual harvest from any of those fields that we bought. And we were finally able to get that factory we've been talking about for months. I stand by my decision to not buy it earlier because you have maintenance costs for just having a factory, even if you're not using it. But this will let us start processing stuff in there almost immediately, because we're going to have canola here almost immediately from this. In fact, we should probably, it's only 2,900, but we should probably dump this before we start the worker running up and down here. Yeah, let's just stick the arm out. Open the gate out. Let's go ahead and dump one load in just to get it going. And this is not what our giant case magnum is used for, is not hauling a 5-meter header. But we're here and we're in the way, so let's just get this out of the way. Because we don't need that right now anyway. Grab our first load, half load, whatever you want to call it. That canola. %, 13% maybe? 13% of our tipper. So obviously we could take, I mean, hard to do, it's a half a load. So there'd be what, maybe 4 loads in this tipper, give or take. Rough math, but yeah, you can, this little harvester, it would take a while to fill that thing up. So I'm going to go ahead and let the worker go here. We'll jump out, dump this, and then we'll work on getting that other harvester up and running. Yeah, that's the only thing you got to back in here. not that big of a deal. It's not like it's a hard angle to back into, but we can't pull through. So, but this way it's in our yard. It's a very short haul. And then let's take a look at our production facilities, actually just make sure we're producing the things that we want to. So, sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil. So we can go activate. So now canola oil is active because we have some canola here. Don't know how we got 146,000 liters of canola. We just dumped 3. But maybe I'm missing something. Is it measuring what's still in the field? I don't know. 4,800 cycles a month. And there we go. Well, it is making canola oil. We'll put this back over here so we can get it back in the field as soon as we need to. Let's cycle through. Yeah, so we already put this over here because we knew we weren't going to get it. I should have probably started with this one then. So anyway, this is our field 36. Obviously, it is larger, but we've got this parked in what seems to be the only logical place for this field. So I'm going to, instead of backing up, I'm going to see if I can turn this way. Apologize for this camera angle, but we'll get it figured out. There we go. Get this unfolded. Kind of a little bit of a tight corner, but we'll get that sorted. Do sort of an overhead until we can get this started. So same thing, we'll get this lowered and running, and we'll do an edge here. Why is that running so slow? One mile an hour. What is happening? Is this because we bought the lower horsepower one? One mile an hour is not going to work. Is there a hill there? 5 is better, but still awfully slow. That might be an issue. Yeah, it is having a hard time here. Well, that was unexpected. Alright, let's fold this up and run it down to the shop. Not what I was planning on starting with today, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so we need to get this upgraded to the next horsepower because we can't harvest at 5 miles an hour. That's gonna make this a worthless spend. So let's go see what it's going to cost. I think it was 60,000, 68,000, something like that, to go to the next level of engine, which we should have done from the beginning apparently. I was trying to save a little money, but saving money ain't worth it if the harvester doesn't work. I guess maybe is there a smaller header for this that you can use at the lower horsepower? I don't know why they would offer a horsepower that's not able to work the header. Oh no. This was the shop that I couldn't find the spot to set it for repairs. I had one other piece of equipment I brought back here. And I would guess in here maybe? No, there's like an invisible wall there you can't get in. No, I need the repair window. Doesn't appear to be one. Just the shop icon. Normally there's some yellow lines on the ground you have to pull through. So this shop just sells stuff. I don't know. Well, this is just one thing we'll have to figure out together here. Vehicle shop. You can almost always repair things at the vehicle shop. Silo cow barn, lime station, sawmill, water tank, animal dealer, sheep pasture, pigs, stores, gas station, farm store, farm bay. There's our mill, there's our house. Yeah, there is no repair. Which means we'd have to add one to our yard and then drive this to our yard to fix that, I think is the only way. And there's no way to add one. Well, now I kind of wish I hadn't driven this all the way down here. There's our header sitting on our field. He's ready to be unloaded. The header's stuck there. The harvester is down here, and we don't have a way to upgrade it. Well, lesson learned. I should have bought the bigger one. Alright, let's start with this so we can keep this harvester going. Nothing's ever easy, is it? I mean, we can add a garage to our... do I care about the end of that row? I don't really. So if we go down to construction, we can add tools. A vehicle workshop, I believe, is what we're looking for. Don't think there's anything cheaper. So not only is this going to cost us the extra money for that, we have to, one, place a workshop on our farm, which isn't that big of a deal, but I don't know, this seems to be the only logical place. Kind of wedged in here. We have to pay the extra $45,000 just to get the workshop so that we can upgrade the engine. And we'll have to clean up that ground texture here in a minute. So that guy's getting that last row. We don't actually need to dump this. We're only at 21%. just park this here. We'll let him finish his job here. Worker complete. AI worker has completed their task. A couple of cleanup spots down there, but that's fine. We'll let him... Yeah, I really need to do a headland down there, but got other pressing issues right now. Alright, we're going to just go ahead and start him right here. Alright, so now we got to drive all the way back to the farmyard to see if we can get this upgraded. Apologize, not the greatest content, but this is kind of what farming is. Dealing with problems, solving them, coming up with solutions, and obviously buying the right equipment for the job. Clearly, if this was real life, which it's not, and I was trying to buy a harvester from a dealer, and I bought the wrong header for it because I bought a 40-foot header on an engine that could only handle the 30-foot or the 35-foot or whatever, they would have told me you don't have enough horsepower for that, or something along those lines. Or they would have said, yeah, you really need this next engine level, or this one only comes in that next engine level because it's underpowered. I mean, it's not even a hill. It's not even very much of a hill here, and it wasn't able to handle it. So anyway, we'll get it sorted shortly. But our 1.5 million is about running out. Buying those extra fields obviously brought us down closer to 600,000. Buying this harvester brought us closer to 300,000. And now that we're buying the header, and then we had to buy the shop, we're down to 200,000. And then by the time we repair this and upgrade it to the correct horsepower, we're probably going to be down at about 100,000. But luckily we're... Oh, and then the factory, that was the other thing. 80,000 for the oil factory. So it's like we had money, now we don't have money. But that's okay. Right, so we bring this into here. Park it in the yellow lines. This wrench was what I was looking for. There just wasn't one down there. So we're going to... $9,000 in repair. We just bought this. Anyway, customize. So engine setup. To go to 647 is 100,000. 790, 451, 538. I don't really want to go half measure and still have it not be enough. 451 to 538. Let's just go to the 647. All right. Well, the harvest continues, but with a slight delay. Regardless, necessary costs to get this equipment up and running, and necessary to have a bigger harvester. This one is probably a hair too big for the field sizes we have, where that other one is definitely a little too small, but when you get a deal, you just take the deal you get. You don't really get to... We still saved over $200,000 on this harvester. So let's get over here and see if we can just cut through there. Oops. About took out our trailer. Let's see if we're still struggling at 1 mile an hour and maxing out at 5. We shouldn't. We've got over 150 horsepower more in this harvester now. And we're on the flat. So no struggle. Maxing out at 6. There. Would have thought we would have maybe gotten to 7, but maybe not. Maybe 6 is the right miles an hour for this. But anyway, we'll get going here. And we'll just see what happens. But at least it's working, and we're moving in the right direction. So obviously if we're going to transition to this harvester as our main harvester, and eventually get rid of that little one, we need one that works. Now this one is still down to 3 miles an hour here on this little bit of a hill. Doesn't look like that much of a hill. So anyway, we're making it work though. So this is the harvester we're going to run with for a while. Maybe it is because it needs repairs. I don't know. I'll have to mess around with that a little bit more and see what we come up with. But appreciate you guys watching, and thank you so much for bearing with me as I was out sick for the last basically 9 days. I will try to get caught up and get a couple more videos put out later this week or this weekend. But again, family comes first, so have to deal with the rest of my family, getting them healthy, and then I'll be able to start making videos more regularly. So I appreciate you watching. Give it a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.